All right, let's talk about something huge. We're about to dive into a seismic shift in how businesses get seen online. And I mean a change so fundamental that the old rulebook for digital marketing, it's basically being torn up as we speak.
So let me ask you something right off the bat. What if you did everything perfectly? You crushed your SEO, you hit #1 on Google, and it meant absolutely nothing for your bottom line? Sounds crazy, right? Well, it's not just a hypothetical anymore. It's happening right now.
Okay, so check this out. There's this story about a super successful law firm up in Portland. I mean, these guys had it all. Great reputation, solid online presence, top-tier Google rankings. They were playing the game and winning. But then, all of a sudden, the phone stopped ringing. The leads just dried up, and they had no clue why.
And the crazy part? The culprit was totally invisible. It wasn't some flashy new competitor ad campaign. Nope. It was ChatGPT. A smaller, less-known competitor was getting recommended directly by AI. The entire game had shifted under their feet from search engines to answer engines, which, by the way, are fielding over 100 million questions every single day.
And look, this isn't some one-off story. This is the new reality for all of us. Just being found in a list of search results isn't the goal anymore. The real question, the one that's going to separate the winners from the losers in this new economy, is, are you definitional? Does AI just see you as one of the options, or does it see you as the very definition of your entire category?
So how in the world do you navigate this? Well, you need a new map. And that's exactly what this is, the AI Visibility Pyramid. Think of it as a clear, straightforward guide for not just surviving, but actually thriving in this new machine-driven world.
Okay, so let's break this pyramid down. It's got 4 distinct levels, and each one builds on the last. Down at the bottom, level 1, you've got SEO. That's the foundation, the stuff you probably already know. Then, level 2 is AEO, which is all about speaking the language of AI. Above that, level 3 is GEO, where you build deep, profound trust with these systems. And then, at the very top, that's the endgame, becoming a category of one.
All right, first up, let's quickly run through those first 3 levels. Think of these as the essential steps that just get you in the game. It's how you go from being basically invisible to becoming a voice that the machines actually trust.
This right here, this is the core shift in thinking you have to make. The old SEO question was simple. How do I get more clicks to my website? But now with AEO, that's Answer Engine Optimization, the question is totally different. It's, how do I get an AI to cite my information as the truth? See the difference? You're moving from chasing traffic to becoming the authority.
So to recap those first 3 levels, SEO is just table stakes now. It's the bare minimum. AEO is that next crucial step where you clean up your content so AI can easily understand and cite you. And then GEO, Generative Engine Optimization, is where you really build that deep trust with things like videos, webinars, and unique frameworks. Now, if you do all this, you'll become a preferred source, but you're still just one voice among many.
But that top level? Oh man, that's where the magic really happens. This is a whole different ballgame. This is where you stop just competing and start engineering a category of one. This is where you basically achieve business immortality.
And you really got to let this sink in. We're not talking about being a little bit better or having a unique selling proposition. That's old school thinking. This is identity engineering. It's about creating a whole new space in the market that you and you alone own.
And the methodology to pull this off? It has a name. It's called betweener engineering technology. This is the real deal, an incredible framework invented by Curtis Witt and his team at the Black Friday Agency. It is literally the first system designed to make your competition completely irrelevant in the age of AI.
Now, what's so cool about this is that it's not just some marketing fluff. It's grounded in actual network science, a concept called betweenness centrality. It sounds complicated, but it's pretty simple. Imagine a big network. This concept just measures how important any single point is by counting how often it's on the shortest path between 2 other points. It's the bridge. And if you take out the bridge, the whole network can fall apart. That's how critical it is. So what does that mean for your business? The goal of betweener engineering is to turn your business into that essential bridge. You position your brand, your ideas, your frameworks in such a way that an AI has to cross through you just to understand what your category is all about. You become completely unavoidable. Okay, so how do you actually do this? The secret sauce is a fusion. You take your company's own unique way of thinking, your internal philosophy, and you strategically fuse it with something external and authoritative, something nobody can argue with, like established science, academic research, or even regulations.
Let me give you a really clear example. Imagine a behavioral health clinic. Their official category is addiction treatment. I mean, talk about a crowded field, right? They're just one clinic in a sea of thousands, all saying pretty much the same thing.
Okay, now here comes the fusion. Let's say this clinic's philosophy is deeply rooted in the principles of trauma-informed care, which is a well-established academic and authoritative field. So they decide to make that connection official.
And what happens when you fuse those two things? Boom, you get a brand new, totally unique, and this is key, machine-readable identity, trauma-integrated recovery architecture. All of a sudden, they aren't in the category of addiction treatment anymore. They are the category of trauma-integrated recovery. They own it. And the results of doing this? They're absolutely massive. You stop being just an answer, you become the origin point. The AI models literally learn that your unique framework is the category. Now all your competitors have to define themselves in relation to you. And maybe the best part? The customers who find you aren't just qualified, they show up already believing in your way of doing things.
So when you look at the whole pyramid, you can see it's really an evolution, right? You start out just trying to get found, then you work to get cited, then to be trusted. But the only strategy that's truly built to last is becoming definitional.
And look, I know this might sound like a huge undertaking, but it's a real step-by-step process. You can lay that SEO foundation in your first month. You can start layering in AEO and GEO within the first 90 days. And then you can spend the rest of the year doing the deep work of engineering your very own category of one.
And that brings us right back to where we started, with that law firm in Portland. Their story really tells us everything we need to know about the next decade. Winning is no longer about clawing your way to the top of a Google search page.
Because the companies that are going to win, the ones that are truly going to thrive, they're going to be the ones that teach the machines what their categories mean in the first place. They won't just be in the dictionary, they'll be writing it.
So I'll leave you with this. When you think about your business, your brand, your future, in this new AI economy, are you going to settle for just being found, or are you going to do the work to become truly definitional? Because that choice is going to determine everything,